Fun day, fun day, fun day.
Hello,
All
everybody.
right, we're pulling out here after a good workout.
Good workout. We
shoulder.
barely beat the sun today. I'm just saying.
we have to. We get asked.
did.
Are you guys like you're so perfect. We get that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
Like,
No one's ever said
it's
that.
not perfect. You
Nobody
guys seem
said
to
that.
have, or we come across. We get like we have it all together. But today,
Gee, I hope not.
we didn't have it all together.
We did.
I'm barely making it out of the parking lot here without hitting stuff. You know.
I don't know if we look like we have it all together,
Well,
but we talk about beating the sun.
I
And
don't
today,
I don't mean that in a prideful way or
Okay.
something. But just
All
have
right.
people say, we come, we project that, and of course socially here we kind of look like that. And,
No, we
you
don't.
know, I know what. Okay.
Anyway, we barely beat the sun up. It was a tough day to do that because, you know what, we stayed up because we were both kind of brain dead, had a busy day that kind of took a lot out of us, and we just wanted to veg. So we got hooked on a stupid Netflix show, which we
I heard others talk about
people to not do
don't
that.
get hooked on Netflix.
And we totally fell into it.
Games, put down the
But we totally fell into it and just zoned out and didn't even talk during watching this dumb show, which you ended up liking.
I liked it. I like not talking.
I
I do not
liked
talk.
just kind of sitting.
And I liked the show. It was
Justified on, is it Amazon that was on?
Yeah.
I forget.
And so
it was okay. But anyway, we stayed up way too late, so beating the sun.
Hey, if you're going to pull your gun out, you pull your gun out for one thing, It relates to plumbing, you can take your tool bag out, you take your tool bag out for one reason. That's to do the job. So you walk in the house, you ain't walking out. You're there to do the job. You're
Everything
going to kill
relates
it.
to plumbing somehow.
Of course it does.
Anyway, so we barely beat the sun up. Obviously, the sun is up way higher than normal, but that's all right. So today's plumbing business success.
Word of the day is
number 88. Hopeful. Hopeful. Are you hopeful? Do you have hope? I know you wanted to say something about hopeful.
The plumbing business success word of the day is hopeful.
Hopeful. To be hopeful.
Well, when you brought that up, I do have a kind of a thing about it, and I don't want to go deep on these things. I don't want to be so deep and all that kind of. The past few ones have kind of been like, oh, got to do this, But in a way, that's what it is. That's what it takes to be successful. It's just if it was easy, everybody be doing it. There are some
very true.
There are some laws of the universe, and you walk off a couple of them we know about. Gravity. You walk off a cliff, you're gonna fall.
Right.
So we don't fight and argue that one and that kind of a thing. And we all kind of know that. As children we know that. We fall over, we fall. We know there's something about that.
Right.
So there is things about what it takes to be successful in your plumbing business. And hopeful, that's kind of it's out there, but it makes me think of this.
Yes.
Look, unless hopeful, you can try to manufacture hopefulness, but it's not something you can manufacture. It comes from something. And I know that you guys that watch Potty Talk Live and that kind of thing, I always end every episode with reminding everyone that they were purposefully and wonderfully created.
Yes.
And they were created to do great things.
Great
You
things.
were created to do great things. That's a fact, Jack. Now, I know we live in a world now that fights and wars against that. And that's the way it's been since about day 8, since the world was created, okay? By God. Now, if you believe that you crawled out of the slime, and that's where our ancestors come from, and that just kind of evolved into that, we evolved from some kind of slimy thing that crawled out, and we got legs, and then we started walking, we were monkeys, and then we started upright and that kind of stuff. If you believe that, then it's all about just survival of the fittest.
Right.
And you can't be hopeful in that kind of environment because there's always someone. If you have a competitive, and that's what that is. That's a competitive worldview, even though it's sold to us as far as it's just evolution and that. No, it's competitive. It's the strong saying, and the smarter, the smartest and the strongest and the most powerful and those kinds of things who are in power are saying, this is who you are.
Right.
This is why we're better. This is why we can be up here and you are to stay down here, even though it's being packaged in a little softer manner. But that's what's happening. If you're into that, then there's no reason to be hopeful because you can't get out of where you're at.
Right.
But if you
It's
realize
kind of like the cash system in India, right?
Right.
Where there's like 7 different cash, not systems. There's one cash system, but 7 different layers. And if you're born into a certain family, you're in that cash system cash layer, and you can't get out. There's zero hope that you can move from one level to another. Zero.
And we won't go, even in the States here, we have that's being worked on us, in different manners.
That's true.
If you're being told that because you're a certain race or this or that, both, whatever it is, that you can't do this because you're too much of this, or you can't do it because you're not enough of this or that.
Right.
That's
or born into a certain family, or where you live in the States, whatever. That
kind of a thing. So that's there. But if you realize what the war is, that you were created to do great things, and that it's already been, that's how it was set up,
right.
And these are just warring factions that are working to pull you down,
right.
Then you can be hopeful. You can truly have, it's not manufactured hope.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's easy, doesn't mean you still have to fight the battles and work through it, but you can be truly hopeful that you can achieve certainly the plumbing business that you desire, that's in your heart.
Right.
Because if it's in your heart, that was placed there, by the way.
Right.
If you have that vision in your heart, that desire, that was placed there. That's not an accident. That was placed there. Okay. If you have a certain a vision for your family, even though it may be 100. Right now, you're in a position that's 180 out. From where your vision is. If that's you have that vision, that was placed there. That's not an accident. That's not just something you conjured up.
Right.
Okay, that was placed there. And so you can be very hopeful that you can achieve that.
Right.
So that's kind of deep on that.
No, that's good.
But that's where my passion is, and my heart's for you guys out there. I come from, say this and I beat this over, a broken home. Since the age of 7, I've been taking care of myself. Grew up in the apartment projects, and fell into this plumbing thing. And we've taken it all the way and been very successful with that. And I know that if I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
If your mind is open to these other things, are willing to do this, and can pull yourself out of the, sewer, so to speak. That's why I get on to guys about who you hang around with.
Yeah.
You can't be hopeful also if you're hanging around others who have not even aware of hopefulness, but they have a negative view on everything. People around them, the situations around them, the way they speak.
Yep.
Stop.
You're just gonna stop being around those people. Once you're around someone, after you leave them, how do you feel? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel positive? Or do you feel like, oh man, life sucks, the world sucks, everybody sucks.
Why bother?
Yeah, why bother? If that's how you feel after you've hung around a person or a group of people, don't hang around with them.
And you're inside yourself. This is where, in a group setting, we can say, Richard, $1 million plumber, F you. You're full of crap, and I get that. But privately, I've talked with guys, because I come from the other, the toughest guys. I mean, I've had friends that were part of East LA gangs. I mean, just the tough. Inside, when they woke.
Running this red light.
I'm running. Hey, I'm coming through, guys. I'm driving here. Okay, right. Hey, the inside, though, they knew inside that was all crap. That was wrong.
They didn't feel good. There's just something in their spirit or in them just knew, man, that just didn't feel good to be hanging around with those guys.
Right, to be speaking that way, to be talking about women and looking at stuff that way, to be looking at the world that way, to be bad-mouthing stuff. And what that is because you were purposefully and wonderfully created. You didn't crawl out of the slime and just learn these things. Now, we are products of our environment. I mean, we're conditioned by our environment. That's a whole nother. But that's why we're so on, especially if you have a plumbing business. First of all, if you've gotten in the ring, it is tough.
Right.
All right? You're creating something from nothing. You're creating something from nothing. And so that is a unique thing.
Right.
And most people don't think that way. If they've tried, they have failed, they don't, all those kinds of things. The world doesn't want you, no matter where you live in the world. In the U.S., doesn't want you to succeed. Other people, now this is the best place and the most possible place to succeed because of the way our laws are set up. currently, and it's all being worked, but it doesn't want you to succeed. And so you have to work against that.
I don't know where you're going.
I don't know.
now.
I just want my guys to succeed. You know, probably what we're talking about. It's that stuff. Everyone has this fear when they admit. They won't admit. Even the toughest guys that are all tatted up. Again, my East LA, gang buddies. It's just tough. There's this fear when we're all there. There really is this fear, but you don't have to be afraid. It's okay to have that fear, but you need to be around others who are looking to go even higher than where you're at.
And who are hopeful. Maybe to bring it back to our word of the day, be around people that are
hopeful. Okay. Thank you, lovely Laura. All right, I kind of went off on a tangent. Hey, just love you guys and gals. Love you. So, hey, while you're out there doing your thing today, be safe.
Yes, be hopeful. Be hopeful.
And be hopeful.
Yes.
All right? And as always, plumb on.